Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news. Big smelly news drop.
Hey there, hi there, ho there Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show. The reason why we have whittled things down to one headline is I have got a total of 46 headlines. Come straight out of the D23 convention this weekend. We will be talking all about it soon. But for now, how the devil are you, Christopher Fletcher?
I'm right good, actually, yeah.
How the heck are you, Hugh Rain?
Traditional, thanks.
It's Mafton, though, isn't it?
It's Mafton.
It's Mugger.
It's Mafton. For those who don't speak Yorkshire, that means it's fair wine.
It's right hot.
It's right,
hot.
yeah.
It's dead hot. It's dead hot.
It's...
We were laking out earlier round a fountain, and it were right nice. Not a fountain, a waterfall, and it were right nice.
And we've not built for it. We've got a doubly insulated house to cope with the cold winters.
Yeah, these new builds are terrible in this weather.
I know. And then they give you some nice double doors and a south-facing kitchen. And
no aircon anywhere to be
nightmare.
found.
That's what Chris told us when we moved in. He said, "Be prepared for it being too warm in winter and summer.
Yeah,
Summer and winter. Anyway,
yeah.
Onwards."
So there's been a lot of excitement in our group this week. There's been a lot of excitement on all of Diz Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the D23 convention. I'm quickly going to tell you what the D23 convention is, and then we'll have drinks, and then we'll settle in and talk about it. For those who don't know, D23 is the official Walt Disney fan club, Disney Corporation fan club. It covers everything from parks, movies. That's it.
That's it.
Everything, but basically it's just a big fan community, and they have every 2 years they have this big convention, and they have an exhibition floor, and they have panels, and they have talks, and the two highlights of this are usually the movies panel, where they announce all the upcoming movies, and the parks panel, where they announce all their upcoming projects that they've got in the parks. Now, I just have to sort of give you a little bit background. If you're a recent Disney fan, or you've just booked a holiday and you're coming to check out this, you might not know the background of this. Last time they did a D23 convention, it had just come out, well, it was 2022, but they'd come out of a bad couple of years after COVID. They'd had a change of CEO. They'd had a lot of redundancies made at Imagineering. And basically, they came out to the parks panel with all those Disney influencers sat there with bated breath going, give us news. And they came out and they gave us nothing. And then they gave us some blue sky stuff. They said, we've been thinking that maybe it might be possible one day, if we could, that we might want to do this.
You get nothing.
And everybody, the fan community went apoplectic. Mm-hmm. Now then, this year, yeah.
Didn't need to get a grip.
Well, no, I don't think it was it was an anticlimax. That's what it is. It was that thing where you open a massive birthday present box, and at the bottom of it, there's a really tiny.
It's not my main present though.
Yeah.
It's not my main present.
But this year, Josh Tomorrow opened the parks panel saying, everything we share tonight is in active development. This is not blue sky.
At the moment.
This is not a drill. Because
what they did last time is they caveated it all by saying these are blue sky ideas. So he's specifically said that everything we're about to tell you is reelsies. Reelsies for proppers. Now, having said that, they've done reelsies for proppers before, and then it's still not happened. Notably, the Epcot...
Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland Paris, anybody?
Yeah, and the big Epcot expansions, including the showcase pavilion and the Mary Poppins area. That was just axed. But to be fair, it was because of COVID. Anyway, so let's see who's in the chat, shall we?
Who are they?
Right, first in the chat is Dom, who says, so much news, can't wait. There's a lot of pressure when Dom says so much news, because we're thinking,
well.
have we caught it all? Yeah, and so we're going to rely on you guys as well to say, you missed that announcement. So hi to you, Dom. And John says, hey everyone, huge weekend. What a massive news dump.
Thank you, John, for sending us pictures and stuff, because it saved me having to go scour for them. And that's really good. So thank you, John.
Gareth says, hi all, looking forward to all the news from D23, sorry. 37 Disney Street says, I just hope someone's done their research. Chris.
Yep, that was me. I did say that.
Joy says, hey everyone.
I like how you pronounced research then, with an emphasis on the search.
I didn't pronounce it like that when I wrote it. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Joey's here. We might not have time for a question today, Joey, but let's see. Hey everyone. Can't wait to hear all the roaring news. Question this week is, would you rather have a lifetime DLP ticket but it's always super busy, or have a 1 week ticket and a park be empty?
The first one. I like it being... I wouldn't want it to be overly busy all the time, I guess, but for me it's the first one. Because I can go whenever I want then. It's a lifetime ticket, and if it's busy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you get used to it as well, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. Yeah.
Busy or empty?
I'm sorry, I was reading the Facebook page and I missed it.
Well, let's say
lifetime busy ticket, 1 week ticket empty.
Completely empty.
Yeah, why not?
that's too empty.
No, lifetime busy. Lifetime busy.
Hello to Mel. Holy moly, so much news from this week to be discussed.
Holy moly.
We know. Emily says, just off the ferry from France, not DLP, and smashed the Disney round on the family quiz.
Hey.
Hoping to listen in live on the drive home. Emily also says, D23, I'm a little disappointed that the rumours true, not because I don't like The Lion King, but I'd love a good surprise announcement. We'll get on
surprise.
Rosie says, evening all. What a weekend. Plus, we all hassled my husband into the last minute trip. So we leave on Tuesday morning. Thank you, and see you in the parks. Nice one, Rosie. Hello, Aaron. Aaron says, hey everyone, long time no see.
Hey, Aaron.
Sorry, been super busy. No problem, Aaron. You're welcome anytime. Hope you've had a nice...
We've missed you.
Super busy time. Rosie's saying... I'll do what Robin Wong says, a photographer. He just goes, Rosie's just answering another question. No worries. And then carry it on, because Rosie's talking to Joey. Sam says, hi everyone, I'm guessing slow news week this week.
Yeah.
Elle says, eek, all this news, it's making me want to press that button. Has anyone been, also says, has anyone been at February half term before? I'm so tempted for booking to drive for the first time and staying at DCR. Is it quieter than other school holidays?
I don't think it is.
No,
we've never been particularly at that time, but I know people who have, and the thing is, of all the school holidays, it is the cheapest school holiday, and somehow that manages to offset it a bit, so crowds are quite high. I also think it's a holiday week that's shared with a lot of Europe.
Yeah, and they tend to do the bits of refurb back end of January, first couple of weeks of February, so that most things are back open again as well when they can.
That's not putting you off going, because it's
quieter in the summer.
A cost-effective way of going. Yeah.
Lauren also adds, also from Yorkshire, like you guys. So how long's the journey? Around 8 hours total. I'd say so.
4.5 hours down to the train.
If you don't stop.
If you're driving, and then 3.5 hours on the other end, I would say, pretty much.
Yeah, something like that.
8, 9 with stops.
Mel's going from Sheffield next week, looking at 4.5 hours to Dover, then 3 hours on the other side of the ferry.
That's about what I just...
Pretty much what you said.
We're about a half hour from Sheffield, so... Yeah.
I just drive really fast.
Sam just taught...
I don't.
Sam just taught his daughter the happy birthday...
I've got
the birthday song.
Is it anyone's birthday?
Birthday.
I've actually got it in now. Is it anyone's birthday? If it's your birthday, tell me, because I'll play it. You'd have to listen to Hugh and I try and murder it every week now.
Hello to Kiva and Lisa. Excited by the news. 63 days to go and just bought some pumpkin Mickey ears for the boys. It's feel close enough now to get into prepping and shopping.
Nice.
Hello to Andrew. I'm not angry, just disappointed, says Andrew.
Andrew sent a trip report for Portaventura with a comparison of what it's like in DLP versus Portaventura. Which is quite an interesting comparison, I think.
I'm just going to bring up while we're there, we have got a backlog of, well, not a backlog, but we have got 6 wonderful trip reports.
We do.
And unfortunately, this is such a heavy news week. I don't think we're going to do any.
They'll understand.
So it's probably going to be a Trip Report special next time we do a show.
Yeah. Bonnie's in the chat under Lucy's name.
Hello, Bonnie under Lucy's
and
name.
Steve is here also, and they both say something about announcements that you're probably going to criticise me for reading out, so I won't.
Okay.
Ed says hello, and Cheryl's here. Hi from a sunburnt me, says Cheryl. Oh dear. Gotta be careful.
I've been out in the sun today and I haven't got sunburn because I put suntan lotion on for the first Sunday in my life.
I went on a massive, was it 15 miles I went? No, 12-mile walk yesterday, and
Nice.
I got caught out.
Got a bit of a crunchy corner.
Jen says, hey peeps, and totally agree on the thing we're going to talk about maybe later. It's one of the films. Hello to Sugar Sweet Samantha, aka Sugar Sweet Mama. Hey everyone, so excited for tonight. And we've also got Tanya and Whitney and Pip and Joey again.
Joey says...
Not Nate because he's fallen asleep.
Nate's fallen. Shh, who is Nate? Wake up.
Joey said, odd one, but how do people get tickets for D23? You can be a D23 member, which is a club, without going to the thing. And we looked at that. Is it like £100 a year or something?
In the UK, yeah, it's £100 a year, but in the UK you don't get... Well, you can't get to a lot of the events very easily, can you?
Yeah.
So it's got limited benefits in the UK.
There's other benefits, like they have occasional tours of the studios, I do believe. They have certain discounts you can get off, like Adventures by Disney. They have D23 exclusives. Mm-hmm. Nothing that's like majorly accessible. Everything that you can get is still even more really expensive stuff that you have to pay for again. But the big perk is that you get a monthly magazine, I think. Quarterly magazine. And you do get, once a year, you get a little goodie.
A gift.
Gift bag kind of
some
thing.
Sort. An underwhelming gift.
But then the reason most people kind of join is that you are then able to get D23 tickets. Because we're not D23 members, although we did think about as a group becoming it, didn't we? Mm-hmm. I can't tell you exactly how you get your tickets. I'm not sure if it's a lottery thing or if there's loads available and so you just buy it. I don't know. But you have to be a D23 member. Yes.
You do, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But thing is, up till this year, they've always live streamed the panels. So I always thought, you don't need to be a D23 member. You just stay up late and get on the live stream. But this year, they didn't live stream it. And they also had very strict regulations on people in the room live streaming things as well, which is just another way to get you to spend your money. We're not going to give you anything for free, you know.
We're going to jump into all sorts of talking in a second, and I'm just thinking, Lucy, you're going to be doing the lion's share of all this.
Probably.
So do you want a drink so you've got something to keep you going?
I'd love one.
Ole, it's your time. Hold together. Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage, I'll drink it up from your tiki cup.
Lucy's going to have a pina colada, so things are about to get tasty.
Oh.
I'm going to have one too. Chris is having a blue slush, but also, Chris, you should have some of this passion fruit martini mocktail.
I shall. I'll hand you my glass so I can do just that. Yeah, I just said, do you know what? We should have sorted some slushies out really for today, shouldn't we? And then they opened the freezer door and there they were. So I feel like I've come and robbed them of their...
I drink very infrequently these days, as you know, Chris. So I could get very leery on this because it says it's got 2 measures of white rum in it.
Ooh.
8% volume pina colada.
My straw's blocked.
We're in for a wild ride. Oh, no, you need one of those fat ones that they have in the park.
Did I give you that spoon?
Yes, you give me a spoon.
Okay.
It's not going to get the lump out.
Right, let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Let's not make you wait any longer. We're going to start with the Disneyland Paris news, and then we're going to rattle through some of the things that are going on in other parks, and then we're going to rattle through the movie news as well. We're going to get all of it, but we're going to start with Disneyland Paris. And the first most highly anticipated thing is what is going to be the third land at Walt Disney Studios Park. And the answer, we've already got the world of Frozen.
Star Wars.
We've already got Avengers Campus.
Zootopia.
We were originally told it was going to be a Star Wars land, but now it has been confirmed after many, 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 many years of rumours that it's going to be Lion King Pride Lands. It's going to have one ride, which is going to be a log flume style
Splash
ride.
Mountain.
It looks like it, doesn't it? But
it looks remarkably like Splash Mountain, especially since they've now changed. So there was a big diorama thing. It's got a proper name, hasn't it? But diorama of the world of adventure. without it there. And since it being announced, they've now added it into that and in there, the way the water goes, everything about it looks like it's Splash Mountain, but with the Pride.
So do you have the concept art of this?
I do.
I wonder what this is going to do to, because it's sort of there's kind of a Lion King area of Adventureland, isn't there, at the moment, with Hakuna Matata restaurant and Café de la Brousse, that sort of African area.
Yeah.
Kind of dilutes that a bit.
So this is, this is that kind of concept art that is not a visualization of what they're going to build. This is concept art in the purest sense, because they've got an actual warthog standing in front of it.
It's very interesting concept art as well, because those of you who might have heard this already, the ride is going to be themed around the original film, but the concept art is using characters from the CGI remake. I refuse to call it a live action remake because it's not.
Interesting. Josh D'Amaro didn't say the 1996 film. He said the animated favourite, Lion King. Is it not 96? 94.
94, yeah.
He said the animated favourite. And thing is, as you just said, I stand by the fact that the live action one is an animated movie. It is an animated movie. And then they show the concept art with all the live action characters, as it were, the CGI characters. But those characters aren't going to be stood there, because that's going to be, a walkway with shops on it. So I don't know if they're just trying to create flavour. I don't know what's going to be on the inside. I don't know what kind of lion they're going to have stood on Pride Rock. Remember also that in the meantime, Mufasa is going to come out. That's live action. That's coming out at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And so it might be that they have Mufasa stood up there instead of Simba, or you know what I mean?
But the idea is that the ride tells the story of Simba becoming the Lion King, doesn't it? That's what they said. So it wouldn't make sense to then have Mufasa there,
No.
maybe.
Okay, fair point.
So the cynic in me looks at this and thinks, I don't remember that bit with that big waterfall. and I don't remember a huge amount of water, particularly in that barren desert land at all. But the optimist in me says, this is far better than what I expected the Pride Land idea to be.
I think you can, I would see this with what coming out of it, and I would just, in my mind, just go, okay, we're in a kind of an alternative universe, like Pride Lands now, where there is a waterfall coming out of it, and I'd just accept that, and I'd be like, okay, it doesn't really tie in with the film, but I'd get on board with it just while I was there, I think.
It's like when they rethemed Splash Mountain to Tiana's, so many people were like, but it's set on the Mississippi Delta. Where are the mountains on the Mississippi Delta? And it's like, just suspend disbelief for a minute. There's a big hillock. Deal with it. And so I'm not too bothered by the fact there's water, and it does look a lot more exciting. Do you want to know what Emily Scott thinks?
Go on, Emily Scott, what do you think?
I am all for the new theme. I love Adventureland set in a hotter climate, and I'd ride a boat right in the rain. But I'm a little disappointed that DLP build one new ride and base a world around it. They've done the same for Frozen, if you're aware.
That's what Aaron says.
Just 2 rides would make it understandable, and at least Frozen has a lake too, but this feels like a stretch. Even with the themed dining and shops, hopefully they'll sew in with some immersive experiences and even a walkthrough. That's my hope, in that they'll be more like, I'm just going...
An elephant's graveyard walkthrough.
Exactly that kind of thing. But also Pandora in Animal Kingdom does have 2 rides, so ignore that. But around, they've got these kind of glowing things. They've got these drums that you can beat. They've got like these trails that you can go on. There's a lot there without it being an actual ride. And we've always said here at 37 Disney Street that you don't just want rides, you want walkthroughs and experiences as well, because otherwise you just stood in queues, especially if they're all e-ticket rides.
Yeah.
So Aaron says, not sure how I feel about this. Could be very cool, but I'm not sure it's the best place, and almost definitely shouldn't need a whole land for one ride. Echoed by
World of Lion King.
By Emily's comment there. Steve says, I found it interesting as well, Chris. Why use concept art with the CGI stuff? Maybe it just looks more coherent on the semi-realistic.
Yeah, I think that is it, isn't it? It would look strange
rendering,
with the cartoon version.
The thing is, I will say about this artwork, and we always say this, but it looks so unrealistically lush. It's not going to be anything like that.
Well, we're not able to show you this on screen, but if you go online, you'll be able to find it. Let me look at Parks Loisirs magazine. That's LOISIRS. And various other outlets have got this. There's a video that goes over a maquette model of it. Is that still a maquette if it's not a character? It's just a scale model. So this
is what I was talking about. This is the
just a little scale model.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit more realistic to what they're actually going to build. And I like the fact that they've got these kind of African-inspired lights and decorations and
the
things.
shops and things look like they're built into the rocks as well.
It does. We've got caves. Cool. I can see caves. I can see some small walkways, which are always fun to wander around.
It's funny, when it was first announced, I was like, Lion King, am I that bothered? But, just seeing the concept art, I'm like, go on then.
It looks pretty immersive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think that this paves the way to major changes in Adventureland in the future?
Maybe.
Because there's an awful lot of Lion King-y... There's not a lot of stuff going on
there.
There's
a Hakuna Matata restaurant.
Yeah.
We have a massive show. We have a massive theatre in, ironically, Frontierland with a Lion King show in it. Now, what I don't see here is a...
theatre.
Anywhere for a theatre, unless it's hidden under something. It might be hidden in a mountain or something like that. But I don't like it when they split their IPs, when they say this is Avengers Campus, this is where Avengers live, and then they have Avengers somewhere else, which they don't anymore, but just theoretically. I like everything in one place.
I
Maybe that's the tidy person in me.
If we move to, can I just go back a bit to? Sorry, all these photos pictures are in a funny order. I just wanted to show from Adventure Bay where the Paw Patrol live. So it's there on the left hand side, and there's still a big gap in the middle. So I'm assuming that's a place for future IP, isn't it? Do we not think? That's another world that will appear at some point. So that's quite cool.
The original sort of diagram, floor plan, for want of a better word, that's been out there for a few years now, that is actually zoned to say expansion pad, like possible expansion. So Disney have already got that in mind, that could be another world in the future. We got a lot of our information today I needed to get it from one place because it was so all over the place on the internet. So we watched a brilliant video by DSNY Newscast, which I highly recommend you go on. He did a half-hour video that broke all this down. But as he pointed out, it's been 30 years since Disneyland Park have had a new attraction. And that has largely been because originally they were building Walt Disney Studios Park, and then they realised they'd made a mess of Walt Disney Studios Park, and ever since they've been trying to fix Walt Disney Studios Park. And so even though another expansion here would be nice, I think once they've done all this, they really need to go and pay attention to the park and just make some...
But that to me is quite interesting. So obviously we'll talk about Frozen Land in a minute, but it seems to follow that this will finish sometime in the late 20s. There's still an ongoing contract for a third park, don't forget, as well, around. But also, as you said, nothing's happened in the main park for such a long time. And this
good, because they always
a big IP from there.
They always end up messing it up.
No, they don't.
No, I'm talking about what's in Walt Disney World and the changing Frontierland and adding cars. And,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
So I don't.
Spoilers.
I don't mind at all that they've left the other park because it's it's as it was. Bonnie says, "Long live the king."
Yeah.
Aaron says maybe the water represents the stampede of wildebeest. Joey says, anyone else feel like having us fling off a cliff like Mufasa is a bit childhood traumatic?
Somewhat. Be almost like travelling through the
You'd need to...
Warren.
How awesome would it be cool to do a log flume but backwards with Scar looming down on you?
Long live the king.
That would be so cool.
That's what they should have done. What they should do is, instead of doing a Splash Mountain, they should take the Frozen Ever After ride.
Yes.
Put that in there, and then he can push them backwards.
Oh, yeah.
Just have the exact same ride on the other side of Adventure Bay.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
with different characters.
We need to copyright this in case Disney steal our ideas.
Steve says it will be lush to meet Pumbaa and Timon. It'll be lush.
Yeah.
Brain freeze.
Oh dear. See, it's it's like an actual trip
It's
to
all
the parks.
fun and games.
Brain freeze and everything.
If
Here's
there's
another
such a
thing
thing as
about
the roof of your mouth,
Lion King is to be charitable, you get 6 months of nice weather a year. So half the time, it's going to be cold in the Pride Lands.
Yeah. I mean, not just... Paris gets a few degrees hotter than us in the summer, but a few degrees colder than us in the winter because they're further inland and they've got all the big tundra to get over. And so it's not just cold. That lake is going to freeze. Mm-hmm. That's like a given at some point.
It's all right for Frozen.
Well, it'll be heated, won't it? So it won't freeze.
Okay, the lake might not, but in Disneyland Paris, the fountains regularly freeze.
Yeah.
You know, so that one might not. But what I'm saying is they're going to have to turn off that water ride. I'd say between November and March, it's going to be regularly off. It's going to be regularly down because of temperatures.
Well, if the testing of Tiana's is anything to go by, it'll be regularly down anyway.
But I think they will heat it, and they'll put things in it like chlorine to stop it freezing. But still, they're not going to be able to do it outside during freezing temperatures because the guest experience is going to be so bad.
Do you know what, though? I don't care, because the one thing that I've been saying every time we talk about what we'd like to see in these parks is always, I want Splash Mountain.
A log flume.
And now we're going to get it.
A classic log flume.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yay!
We did.
There's another question. Jen B has said, do we have any idea what time frame they'll be looking at for Lion King Land? That takes me on to one of my next pieces of news. We now have an opening date for World of Frozen.
Ooh.
And it is significantly later than we all thought it was going to be.
2032.
So I think most of us were guessing and hoping
That's a lie.
spring 2025 or summer 2025. It now says a very broad opening 2026. It doesn't even commit itself to a season. The thing is, the further ahead you get, the less they're able to be specific in their planning and their contractors. So we understand that they haven't got a season, but that is significantly further. And that means if they're not going to start Pride Lands until they've finished that, to be fair, I think they probably will start doing groundwork on that before they put finishing touches on Frozen, because it's two different jobs with two different ground crews. But I think that we can't look before 2028.
I think 28's a good guess.
A good guess.
Guesstimate.
When did we get Avengers Campus? 22?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 years
Yeah.
ago, yeah.
So like 4 years between Avengers Campus and, all this was slowed because of the pandemic. So when I think it was 2016, we originally got this announcement that they were doing these 3 new lands and there was going to be a lake and stuff. And we were looking that the first one might open in 2020, 2021. Pandemic didn't happen,
I don't think
pushed
it was
on.
2016, was it? Because that's before we first went with Bonnie. 2017 we first started going.
Oh, maybe it was
Yeah, well,
2018
2018
then.
probably.
I don't know if it was. We definitely knew it was happening in 2020 because you went on your last ride on what they call it then, didn't you, in that January? On Aerosmith.
Yeah. Rock and Roller.
It already closed by then. It might have already closed by then. Might have been the summer when you went.
But we were
But yeah,
originally...
it must have been around 2018.
Most of us were guessing that it might be late 2020, early 2021. It ended up being summer 2022. And then everything's just rocked on a bit further than then. So I don't know. I'm disappointed it's 2026, but it's there. It's vertical. We can see it. It'll happen.
That's the thing, isn't it? You're looking at it and you're seeing buildings there
And it
now.
flies by.
There's the Ice Palace is built and ready to go on the mountain and stuff, and everything's there and ready to go. So you feel like there's not much left to do, but once everything's up there, there's like shop fitting and stuff to do as well. It's all going to take time, and then they'll want to launch it at a prevalent time, which actually Frozen 3 coming out in November doesn't make that the perfect time to launch it, because that's when people are going to go to the cinema to see it. The prime time to launch it is when it's available and everyone's watching it on Disney Plus and everyone knows the film already, and then they want to go.
Yeah.
So the idea to me would be that come November time they have an exact launch date so people start to book their holidays.
Well, hang on. Just let me go forward to some movie news. They've moved that forward, Chris, to now 2027 is Frozen 3.
27, okay.
2027.
I was thinking it was 20. I thought it was next year.
It was originally 26 that it was going to be. but they've moved it forward a year. And
Oh, well.
I'll say this one now, so this can come off the movies list. It's a story so big that they think they're going to be doing it in 2 installments. That's why it's been pushed back. So it's going to be Frozen 3 and Frozen 3.5.
It's an event film.
It is. It's like
Did they all
Infinity
get
War.
dusted at the end of the?
Oh no!
Half of them. Well, actually, Olaf gets dusted in the.
You have
second one,
already
doesn't he?
dusted half.
Oh, my word.
Anyway,
Frozen
Right.
epic.
so I mean, it's coming. It's coming slower than we thought, but it's there and it's exciting. 2 new pieces of news. Adventure Bay, that we are looking at on screen right now, is going to have a big nighttime spectacular. Now, in the concept art for that, do we have separate concept art for that?
I have a big nighttime spectacular. Sometimes when I go for a late night poo.
Thank you.
Sorry, I've just had a half pina colada.
You're
And
excited.
a very sugary ice lolly.
This is what
as well.
happens.
We do have it. I'm just.
There we
There
go.
we go.
So it's a bit like World of Colour and things like that, and Phantasmic, in that it's a projection onto fountains. So you've got the fountain spray and you've got the... I'm going to show you it. And then we've also can see drones up there making Moana's things. So I think it's safe to say it's going to be projection onto water and drones. We can't see fireworks clearly there, which makes me think they won't use it. Because if they've got fireworks going off in the other park, it becomes a bit of a timing issue. But having enough for gaps. The drones will become a timing issue. But also it gives it a different flavour if they've got fireworks in one park and projections in the other. They do Phantasmic like this in Disney World. They do World of Colour like this in Disney California Adventure. And I've never been a big lover of fireworks, don't mind them, but they don't thrill me. I love stuff like this. It can be so effective.
So the fact that it's 360 degree presumably means you can watch it from anywhere around the lake and it'll look equally as good. Is that right?
The problem is they tried that in Epcot with those barges, didn't they? And it didn't work. It's hard to see here because we're looking at it from one direction with crowds. They might shut off 50% of the lake.
Yeah.
I don't think we can predict that.
What's
right
bugging
now.
me about this concept art is right at the front there's someone stood up with their arms held out, and it's just annoying me because I feel like I'm stood right behind them and now I can't see.
You're already frustrated about the crowd.
Yeah.
Ed says this is great news with 2 shows. It will split the guests and take the pressure off Disneyland Park.
Yep.
That's true, depending on timing, because they do this at Christmas, and you sometimes get this big crush of people going from one to the other. If it's split with the time right, but you're right, it will. People tend to make a decision one or the other.
But also, with more lands comes larger capacity. I would imagine as well.
That's true.
So yeah,
more hotel rooms been sold. I wonder if I'm presuming they will totally stop the projections on the Tower of Terror. And that area. It is a shame because we've seen some really good shows there. In fact, my favourite 2 nighttime spectaculars we've seen have been there. And it's a good space to watch it in. It never feels too crushed compared to the hub.
Did anyone else low level expect the Guardians of the Galaxy thing to be announced as well on Tower of Terror?
No.
Again, it's one of those. I feel it.
I just had this.
I feel it's like inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. But I just love the Twilight Zone. Like I know it's a bit odd it being in there, but I like that it's in there. Thing is, I'm very much I like everything up until about like 2003. You know, all that stuff in the parks, I'm happy with, and it's all slowly getting replaced now, and it's just I find it so sad.
Maybe they'll just rename it to Adventure Tower.
And then finally on my DLP list is we've got a new castle show. Do we have that, Chris?
Why, man?
No, I didn't manage to write down the name of this castle show. Usually it's called Disney's Magical Wish or something like that. I didn't see it.
I didn't hear a name anywhere.
I don't think they've done one because I did try and look and I couldn't find one. Now here we have everything. We definitely have fireworks. We definitely have projections. I can't see drones and they weren't mentioned. Do you think those are drones?
Yes, that's a Stitch drone there, isn't it?
Okay, so we've got fireworks, drones, projections, and the projections are going all the way up Main Street as well.
There's a picture of that somewhere here as well. Oh,
there we go.
That was it.
So this is similar to how they do it in Magic Kingdom. Now, thing is, we were talking about this beforehand, and you went, "That's going to be good for people at the back, isn't it?"
Mm.
And we've experienced it a few times now in Magic Kingdom, and it's odd because you really have to pick a side. Because if you're in the hub or forwards, it's really quite inconvenient to then try and look behind you and look around and miss things. If you are watching it from the bandstand, brilliant. Or if you're watching it from the middle of Main Street, it's better because you can't see the castle as well, but you get all the entertainment up Main Street.
I just assumed it'd give a focal point for you as a viewer, whereas normally you might not be able to see very much. So in that sense, it'd be good. For me, I wasn't thinking about it being something where I'd be able to take everything in, because I think that's
I just don't think you can.
Times.
Yeah. I think it gives more to the people who are further away, because sometimes when you're far away, you can't see much. You feel a bit shortchanged. This gives you more.
Yeah.
For those further back.
Pip says if they're going to increase park capacity, will they increase hotel capacity? Ed says I can see a new hotel being built in the future. And Tanya says, but where?
We talked about that, didn't we?
We did. I think they're waiting to see the economics of it. Mm. They need to know that they'll need it. They'll need to know that they're filling the current
This
rooms.
is when they do Star Wars. Just do a hotel.
I think it's more likely. I don't know. I think it would be more likely that they'd add a wing onto something like Sequoia first, or I don't know. Where would it be? Did we found an expansion pad, didn't we, on one of the diagrams, and we were like, will that be a new hotel?
Where that exhibition centre is, isn't it? Like the opposite Sequoia.
Yeah.
Just up from the other sandwich there somewhere. I can't remember what. We definitely talked about it at length, didn't we? But. Whether that was just pie in the sky stuff for us, thinking at some point they're going to need to do this, or there was actually something founding it, some concrete information behind it, I don't know, because I can't remember.
They need to look at the pricing structure first, in my opinion. That's a different matter. But we've booked for Christmas now, guys. Yay!
Have we?
We haven't clicked checkout. No. We've got it all lined up.
It's
and
in
ready
the basket.
To go. It's in the basket.
It's in the basket.
In the shopping cart.
But it's been a real eye-opener looking at the prices of hotels for the first time in quite a long time, because we've been doing Florida, and it's quite stark. That's not to be talked about today. Maybe we'll talk about it future. We've too much to do. Right, shall I move on?
Yep.
Let's.
Okay. Some of this is going to be rattling off things, and I will pause, and if you two want to talk about it, talk about it. If you don't, just move on.
Okay.
So first thing I think you do want to talk about, and we've got concept art for this, they are releasing in Disneyland, to celebrate the 70th anniversary of Disneyland in Anaheim, a Walt Disney animatronic. Where is he? And this is going to go in the Opera House, where we currently have Great Moments with Abraham Lincoln, and it'll stay there for the whole 70th anniversary, replacing Great Moments with Abraham Lincoln. And thereafter, it will work on rotation, where they have two shows running simultaneously. This is the same as they do in the France Pavilion, where they have 50-50 sing-along Beauty and the Beast and Impressions de France, and they kind of alternate them, or at certain times of day they do Beauty and the Beast, and then in the evening they do Impressions de France. So yeah, what do we think to this?
I think this is a great way to freshen up a pretty stale attraction. I think it's one of those things that I always think of that episode of Modern Family.
I do,
because the dad, whatever it's called, the dad wants to go, and that's all he wants to do. He goes to Disney. He wants to go and see Abraham Lincoln. He forces all the kids to go and watch it. Yeah. And I just think that's it's one of those attractions where, you know what, it's where these animatronics all kind of began. It's an opportunity to go and see what that's about, and from a geeky point of view, it's really appealing. If you're not American, you're probably not that bothered about seeing an animatronic of Abraham Lincoln reeling off a speech. Whereas this, I think this is really poignant. I actually think this is the kind of thing that Walt would have gone, do you know what? We've got all this technology. When I'm gone, bang me in there. That'd be great.
It's good because it's a new thing, but it totally harkens back to all the old stuff.
Yeah.
And it's appropriate for that because it's Walt. So it's like, you know, Walt presented in the style of something that Walt made.
it feels incredibly vintage Disney, and that's what the Disney fans want. Maybe not the general public, but the Disney fans are like, this is it. This is how it started.
I
On
think
board with that.
They'll really drag people in. I think they'll have a really good game receipts for that.
I do.
They could have done this, or they could have done something more modern and done like a huge, terrifying drone waltz in the sky with his voice booming out and terrifying all the children.
Cloned him. They could have cloned him. And just, stuck him in there.
Call it the
with loads of
clone drone
jars, like in the Prestige. At the end of the Prestige, they could just have Walt there, like talking. He's not allowed to go anywhere. He's like whipped down, stopped from leaving the room. But then loads of pickle jars with like the waltz that went wrong.
We've gone off a little, haven't we? Here.
It's been a long time since we've seen the Prestige.
Right, I'm going to move forward to DCA now, Disney California Adventure.
Oh, aye.
There's no concept art for this. You
Right,
might want
shall
to
we go back to us
pop
then?
back to us for a
Hello,
bit.
we're still here.
So, Avengers Campus in DCA is going to double in size to 9 acres. It is currently very small in California. It's smaller than it is in Paris. But they're going to double it in size to 9 acres. In addition to the Quinjet e-ticket ride that has already been announced,
Everyone loves a Quinjet.
they're now going to have the Stark Flight Lab, which is going to be... So they will then have three full rides in that tiny little land. That is very California, though, because they're short on space.
Is that the Omnimove? No, the trackless ride thing that I've seen lots of pictures of this weekend.
It's on an arm.
Oh, that might not be what.
No, I think it's called the Kruger Arm, and it goes along like a normal ride would, but the ride car is kind of on this arm because they're gonna teach you, I think this is how I understood it, to fly like different superheroes. So it's the Stark Lab. Right. So presumably something will go wrong and you'll start doing that. And then you'll fly smoothly and all that kind of thing. And then you'll fly vertically and horizontally.
And then they need us all to save the day.
Yes, and at the end they'll say, well done, cadets. You did it.
Well, I think that's going to be the other one. This is going to be the...
Guaranteed.
The Quinjet ride is Avengers Infinity Defense. So you have to be part of the Infinity Defense team.
Yeah.
And this is
we
going to...
need you, people with gout and Disney rash on the back of your legs.
Thank goodness you brought your DAS pass.
Yeah.
So this is going to take you wormhole hopping into different multiverses while you try and save the universe, I think.
That sounds joyous.
I was gonna use us three as an example and point out a condition that we all have. But, I don't know if it'll go down well.
It's the one
I was gonna go. We need you three. You with gout, you with alopecia, and you with ulcerative colitis.
Hey.
You can save the galaxy. We're like, yep, that's us.
I think I'm winning there as far as saving the galaxy is concerned.
I have sciatica as
and
well.
you got bad wrists, and he's got sciatica.
Oh yeah, I need steroid injections.
I have noise
in my wrists.
sensitivity. Is that an issue here? Put me some loop earbuds in, and I'll be fine.
So,
Not sponsored.
2 new rides. Tiny Land becomes a little bit less tiny. Have at it. It's a difficult one with concept art because it still just looks like a concrete jungle. But as we know from the Paris one, concrete jungles can be absolutely wonderful given the right atmosphere, can't they?
It's been a massive bonus to
has.
DLP over the last 2 years, I think.
We are also getting in Disney California Adventure the Coco Boat Ride. I say the.
Kokobo.
I think some concept art of this leaked and it was presumed it was either going in Animal Kingdom or the Mexico Pavilion. It's going in Disney California Adventure. Coco Boat Ride.
Do you know, if you'd have told me that, I would have just been like, well, that's obviously going in place of the Grand Fiesta Tour, Three Caballeros.
Apparently not.
Apparently not.
See, I love the music. I love the world. You know, the Land of the Dead. I love that. I love the music. I love the thing. I love a good, nice, gentle boat ride.
But
I'm excited about
But we
this.
love the Three Caballeros more, so leave it alone.
I like the bridge of just like orangey brown leaves. That's what I like. That's the best visual for me in that film.
Yeah. DCA are also, this is the last thing for DCA before they get greedy. They're also getting Avatar Land, Pandora.
Avatar Land, World of Avatar.
Pandora, but this time it's going to be it's not going to be a duplicate of the one in Animal Kingdom.
Good, because we have a problem with this, don't we? Like, having the same Star Wars land, and it just been like, well, which one's the real one then?
Yeah.
If you're buying into this as a concept,
place.
it's like, well, why not make them slightly different at least, so you can be like, oh, I visited 2 different planets. It's just like, well,
so
it's the same one.
I think it's all the same planet 'cause it's all Pandora. However, this one is going to be based on The Way of Water and the new film Fire and Ash. So, again, Jack from DSNY Newscast, highly recommend you follow. Shout out to Jack. He's looked at the concept art and he said it looks like the concept art makes it look like it's in a domed projection room, and the number of seats on the ride vehicle are very, very similar to the Shanghai Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which looks amazing. So he thinks it's going to use that tech. That would make complete sense, and it would work so well for this particular IP that I think that sounds like a good shout from Jack, but that's only an opinion. So yeah, and then the world is a very attractive world. Well, the one in Animal Kingdom is. And if they're going to do something new with it, then woohoo. So, looks like DCA is a place to be honest, for new stuff.
Yeah.
What they're getting more Avengers, Cocoa Boat Ride, Avatar Way of Water.
We're getting a new frozen shaped biscuit.
The shortbread with Nutella.
Nutella in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Can you imagine if that's all we got at like D23 and they actually announced it as like a piece of news?
yeah, but
And
Hey
biscuit
guys,
coming
but
to
we're
Paris.
sponsored by Laughing Cow.
Not this
And
show.
Lavash Kiri. But nowhere else has got or is getting World of Lion King.
That is true.
I like it when we get exclusives.
Yes, I
and,
do.
And in all honesty, because of the ride that they're putting in, it's unlikely in that format to go anywhere else as well, because they've basically lifted Splash Mountain and found a way to put it in.
It won't go to California or Florida. It's probably not as popular in the eastern parks. Good, we get something new.
It's ours. It's ours.
Right, so we're moving now to the East Coast and we're going to Magic Kingdom. No, we're not, because Tiana's Adventures, despite being Magic Kingdom, this opening date is for California, Disneyland.
Okay.
We've got an opening date for that, 15th of November. Great. Well done.
Good.
Enjoy. Right, so now we're going to Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
So they're getting a brand new nighttime parade called Disney Starlight, and the magic has been brought to you by the Blue Fairy. Now, there are 2 things I like about this. A, I love a nighttime parade, and I'm glad that we're getting a regular one at the Magic Kingdom. And second of all, I love... B. I love that they're using vintage IP. It's been brought to you by the Blue Fairy instead of, Moana's second cousin.
Imelda Staunton.
Yeah. No, it's not what's going Emma Watson. It's not that kind of thing. So it's using the Blue Fairy from Pinocchio. So I think that's going to be absolutely spectacular and lovely.
There is a modern Pinocchio, don't forget.
There is.
So it depends which angle they go for.
Which was very poorly received.
But
Well-
it's banished, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I said today, oh, we heard something about that. And I said, oh, I forgot that film existed. And Lucy said, yeah, we haven't seen that. And I said, yes, we have. So that's how forgettable it was.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have you watched Lady and the Tramp?
Yes.
I haven't.
It took us a while though.
I haven't seen that.
That was quite nice. But it was straight to Disney Plus, and that's where it belonged.
Did you watch Wendy and Peter Pan or whatever it's called?
Nope.
No.
That was quite good. It was alright.
Haven't seen Acolytes.
Echo?
No.
So, here's the controversial one. We've already teased this earlier on in the show. But as an extension of Frontierland, what IP do we have in Frontierland at the moment? Nothing. Except Tiana's now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But we have this whole Thunder Mesa thing going on. But they've decided as an extension of Frontierland, we're going to get Cars Land.
This is at Walt Disney World.
This is at Walt Disney World Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, it's just poor.
It is. I understand why they're doing it this way, because it's
kinda
Monument Valley,
they're
isn't
kind
it?
of just chucking out like a lot of the original concepts and going, look, we can get away with putting that in there. Let's put that in there. Look, it's those are the old days. This is the new. We're gonna do it. People will say, well, it's not in keeping with the original theming of the land, and they will just say, yeah, well, this is the new way. So we just have to like it or lump it.
It's one of the things that's good, by the way.
It's a weird choice, though.
Not to go back to Paris again, but it's one of the things that's good about World of Adventure is literally anything can go in there.
Yes.
Spaces, it doesn't matter because the whole concept is it's different worlds.
It's like Frasier's apartment.
Yeah.
In that nothing goes together because it's eclectic, but in a way it does go together because it's eclectic, and that works in Disney Adventure World, but not in like Frontierland.
No, and it's because you have to suspend disbelief in that they've got anthropomorphic cars in there, and this is where the whole Pixar theory comes in that I don't believe in and people get very geeky about, but it's a very definite world where that can happen, and it's also a world where humans don't exist. And so to go from this, what is basically a historic land,
you go back in time,
it's cowboys and Indians basically, is Frontierland. That's how it started back in the day. To go from that, which is history, and go into this kind of alternative universe, it's really odd.
Where
like I
humans
say,
don't exist, but you're still getting to a car and
Like I say, we're just gonna have to accept that that's not what it is anymore. It's not like we'll come back in time, but also those cars. It's like, nah, it's just anything goes now. Deal with it.
And there's also,
enjoy it or not.
Well, I don't think this is rumour. I think this is definite that they're going to drain the rivers, the back end of the rivers of America. So we're going to lose half of Tom Sawyer's Island to get this as well. And that is so, Disney historic. It's just, having said that, we go on there because it's so lovely and quiet because nobody else goes there. So maybe that's got something to do with it. Right. Slightly more exciting, and I can already see people talking about this in the chat. Oh, I'll give you one that's not very exciting. They're getting a Pirates of the Caribbean lounge, as in bar. Nice. They'll serve lots of rum.
That sounds great, though.
It does sound really good.
I mean, it doesn't for us because we normally go, with kids, and it's not somewhere like that's on my radar. But when we're all of drinking age, let's pile in.
Let's just sit in there and have rum.
I want to do that thing where you smash the glass on the floor like Thor and just go, another.
I want to start a really over the top bar fight. When you're breaking wooden stools on people's heads and stuff, and all the glasses shatter instantly the minute you tap them on the shoulder. That's what I want to do. Anyway, so that's a small one. The big one. Villains at the Magic Kingdom. Oh, Chris has already got it up.
I was quick, I got it up, and then you changed the subject slightly. So
it's okay. The graphic that we were given for this did say Villains at the Magic Kingdom. I don't know if that's a final name because a lot of people are already calling it the Villainous Kingdom, and I think that's a better name. I hope it goes like that. But they're going to have a whole villains land behind Fantasyland, and it's going to have 2 attractions, shopping and dining. It looks very macabre, very dark. It's got Chernobog's Mountain in there. I think that's
we've already got that.
We do. I think that's Maleficent's castle that's up on that tower. If they're going to do that, they'll probably do it by forced perspective. But it's not going down there. The Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween route?
Yeah.
That's very kind of tongue-in-cheek. It's not scary. It's deliberately not scary. This looks like they really are going down the dark route, which I'm so pleased about. Because it doesn't patronise the adults, but also it doesn't underestimate the kids, because I think kids love stuff like that.
Yeah.
And this idea that they just need something to be a bit cute is
I think it should be super adult. I think you should go through it and then all the cast members just start swearing. You can only buy alcohol. There's no food or water. Just go for it. I think what's helping this concept art is the fact that there's a moody sunset sky with dark clouds coming in at the side, because that's going to be mostly for most people most of the time a bright blue cloudless sky. Which is it's not going to look quite like that, is it?
So whereabouts in Magic Kingdom is this going to be?
I think this is clearly blue sky concept art. As much as they say that everything is in development, this isn't anywhere near being.
Because it's just a massive twisted rocks.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
You can't really make out shapes of rides, attractions, shops or anything on there, can you? So it's not clear where it's going, but we think it's going behind Fantasyland.
I
think.
Okay.
Although I don't know. I don't think that's confirmed by anyone with weight.
What people say in the chat about this? Villainland says Steve B. Coming to Magic Kingdom. Did I read that somewhere? And Bonnie says, it's true. Villains in Walt Disney World. My mind is blown. Is that a monkey?
Monkey? My mind blown.
A little monkey with a hammer and a hard hat. Underwater coaster, says Ed. Now that concept art is something that gets the goosebumps going, says Steve. Love, 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 says Sugar Sweet Samantha. Where is Isma's castle going, says Steve.
That would be a good ride with, the trapdoor. Wrong liver, Kronk. Be a bit like Tower of Terror, but you just have to stand there. I've been on a water slide like that. It disappears.
Bonnie says, Chernobog, we love you. Pip says, looks like a roller coaster on the left-hand side.
It's 25 past and I'm nowhere near done, guys. And we haven't even started movies. I'm going to rattle off. So moving over to Animal Kingdom. Dino Land USA is gone.
We've said goodbye to it.
Yeah.
I did a little goodbye
You got a
video.
picture for this as well? Was that what that picture
Yes,
was?
I think so. And it's been replaced by the tropical Americas. So in keeping with it being places in the world, so you've got your Africa section, your Asia section and so on. This is going to be the tropical Americas, meaning South Americas. There's going to be Restaurantosaurus is going to become a Colombian restaurant.
All right.
No talk if that's going to be fast food or sit down, but it's going to be a Colombian restaurant, whatever that is. You've got the Encanto Casita. It says the house will feel alive even from the outside. So I think it's going to be a bit of an attraction just visually. And then it's also going to be an Encanto ride that is based on the day that Antonio receives his gift and meets all the animals, which is what we predicted for Animal Kingdom because he's got that room, hasn't he?
That'll be nice.
And I personally am still hoping that this will be based on tech from it's not called Haunted Mansion in Shanghai. What is it?
Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor. That would be amazing. Dinosaur is becoming an Indiana Jones ride. This is not a clone of ones elsewhere in the Disney universe. It's a brand new ride that's set inside a temple. And they've shown us concept art of the outside and it looks proper
Cool.
good.
Right, good.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're also getting rid of Tough to Be a Bug out of the Tree of Life and replacing it with a Zootopia show. I have never liked Tough to Be a Bug.
I do like it. Does that surprise you?
No.
I'm not particularly I'm not at all bug phobic, if I'm honest, but there's something about those little puffs of air that they do on the back of the leg.
I never feel those. I think my legs must be too long.
It's, 4D cinema experiences where they get stuck and they give you little tiny electric shocks so you feel like there's mice running up your legs.
Everyone
and
starts
stuff.
screaming and I don't feel anything ever.
I don't enjoy.
Disappointing.
And I do like Zootopia.
Is that why you like it? Because it's disappointing?
Yeah.
And I would rather they do a movie of this kind in a small venue like that than like put a Zootopia land anywhere that didn't feel organic. So I'm happy. Right, moving over to Epcot.
Any pictures?
No, I don't think so.
Hello, it's us again.
There's going to be Test Track 3.0. They're just updating Test Track. I don't know what they're doing to it.
Okay.
But good. It's a mediocre attraction. Let's hope it becomes
Great.
slightly less mediocre. Spaceship Earth is getting a lounge.
Another lounge.
Another lounge, but
Wow.
with viewing of the fireworks, so it might be a VIP lounge. Right, going over to Hollywood Studios, Millennium Falcon is getting a new mission based around the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's had the same mission since it opened. Now it's just got different CG on the screens. And this is more exciting. Hollywood Studios is getting Monstropolis and the Door roller coaster
Yeah,
that
I
has
saw
been
that,
talked
yeah.
about for
I
a
missed
while.
this.
Yeah.
Where's Monstropolis going?
I don't know. Hollywood Studios somewhere.
Oh, I wonder if it could be in that whole big area as you come out of
We're getting rid of Galaxy's Edge.
as you come out of that like screening room in the Walt Disney
Oh yeah.
thing. There's just a big
Walt
area
Disney Presents.
around there, isn't there? Like, is it for kids shows and things? Is the buildings there for kids shows and stuff? Disney Junior shows.
Yeah.
They could whack it in there.
Where you can meet Chewbacca and stuff like that. Yeah.
That seems like somewhere it would go.
It does seem good. I'm really excited about that. Really excited. That's going to be amazing. And it is going to be a land as well. Originally, I thought it was just going to be a coaster, and then they showed the concept art, and it's from the outside, and there's all streets and cars and,
I hope there's an
Monstropolis.
absolutely maca monster as part of like the sort of skyline.
I hope there's do you think there'll be a sushi restaurant?
Oh.
Ooh.
That could be fun,
Yeah, that'd be good.
couldn't it? Right.
Harryhausen's.
Moving on. We're going over to the Eastern Parks now, which none of us have been to. Some of you in the chat have been to it, so I might rattle off these quick. Shanghai are getting a Marvel attraction based around Spider-Man. Congratulations, Shanghai. Shanghai. Hong Kong is getting a Marvel attraction based around Spider-Man, but it's a different attraction. Completely different ride vehicle. It looks a bit more like Tower of Terror. But they're also getting a Spider-Man attraction. Congratulations, Hong Kong.
Well done.
Ooh.
Tokyo are getting a nighttime spectacular called Reaching for the Stars. Congratulations, Tokyo.
Mountain higher.
And this blows my mind a bit. You know, they've currently got 6 ships in the cruise line with 2 more on the way.
Yeah.
They've just commissioned 4 more cruise ships. So they're going to have...
They're going to start bumping into each
I know.
other.
Well,
yeah, there's going to be no room in the...
they're going to have 12 cruise ships. But I'm really interested into what this will do to prices and ports and routes. Because there's got to be a saturation point with this. I know it's one of the most profitable sectors is the cruise ships. More so than the parks. Because it's so you know what your outlay is. They know they fill the rooms on nearly every ship and they know how much they charge for it. So it's just like printing money. But there has to come a point where they stop filling the cabins. Anyway, they don't think so. They've commissioned 4 more cruise ships. And then we're going on to movies. Now, unfortunately, it's exactly 9:30. I wanted to say...
Good night.
The movie thing's really easy, though. Every Disney film you've ever heard of is getting a sequel.
Anything that's like profited...
If it's not had a sequel before, it's getting one. If it's already had a sequel, it's getting another one.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to know. Go on, pick a film.
Oh, I don't know. Incredibles?
Yeah, that's getting a sequel. Incredibles
Zootopia.
3. Yeah, that's getting a sequel. In Incredibles Zootopia 2. We already knew that, though.
Moana?
Yeah, we already knew that too.
Stitch?
I think
Stitch? No, live action. Sorry, I forgot. If it's not getting a new sequel, it's getting live action.
I think I can just read this list and it'll take me 1 minute and we won't talk about
Go on,
it.
do it.
Moana 2 this November. Yeah. She becomes a big sister to a 3-year-old. Bit late in the day, Mum and Dad, but all right. Zootopia 2 coming out the 25th of November 2025. They have to track down a reptile called Gary. Frozen 3.
The Hunt for Gary.
Epic adventure over 2 films.
Frozen 3 is coming November 24th, 2027. A story so big it needs to go into installments.
That means Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 have been announced.
Yeah.
That's what it actually means, isn't it?
Going on to Pixar, and this is going straight to Disney Plus. They're having Dream Productions. This is based on the movie studio that you see in Inside Out that creates her dreams. It's a really small segment of Inside Out, but they've got a little, and that's how she wakes them up. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just about them making her dreams, and it happens between Inside Out 1 and Inside Out 2. So it's just a series of 20-minute shorts.
Yeah, fair enough.
On Disney Plus. They'll enjoy it. More 20-minute shorts. This one looks interesting. Win or Lose. It's 8 episodes based around a junior baseball team in the run-up to a big game. But each episode follows one of the teammates for the whole week, and they all have different adventures that leads up to this game. So it's a bit like, do you know what I mean? Like looking at the same thing but from different angles.
All right.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah.
They don't win the game, but that's okay.
But they learn something.
They've learned something.
Wonderful.
Like the Bad News Bears.
Yeah.
Elio is released June the 13th, 2025. This is directed by the same person as Turning Red, and the characters look aggressively turning red to me, like the shape of the legs, the cheeks.
Bean mouth.
Yeah. It's like they've got a style, and I don't know if I'm there for it.
I like
but
Turning Red, though.
Anyway, I like Turning Red. I don't know if I like
Bean mouth.
Pixar deciding they have a style and then sticking with it for every film, because it was similar in Luca, wasn't it? Anyway, Hoppers.
At least it's something original, by the way, and it's not another sequel, because they're just reeling off all these freaking sequels.
Hoppers is original. That's coming out March 26th. And all I've written down here is Robot Beavers.
Yeah, he's bonkers.
Okay. Toy Story 5.
No.
June 26th. Toys versus Tech. It's worth saying, in the concept art, if that's what you call it, the teaser art that they've got for this, Woody and the gang and Forky are all together in Bonnie's room.
Forky
hasn't been thrown in the bin.
Forky.
The whole thing was that he was a temporary toy, wasn't it? And he kept trying to get in the bin because he wasn't really meant to be a toy. And Woody had abandoned the group and gone off on his own adventures. So how are they going to write it back that Woody finds himself back in Bonnie's room and Forky is still there? I just don't know.
How are they going to deal with the buzz problem?
Oh, they did say that. They did say that. They said something like there's loads of free toys, buzz toys being given out. I don't know. I can't remember.
Also, there's loads of buzzers.
There's loads of buzzers, yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's a good way of dealing with the buzz problem. If you know what the buzz problem is,
I do like the idea of the thing that the toys now have to battle with is them preferring screen time to toys. I think that's quite an interesting message at this point in time. But the rest of it, you'd done. It was a trilogy. You'd finished. Get over it. Incredibles 3, directed by Brad Bird. I do love The Incredibles. As much as I don't like sequels, I'm
don't need another one.
First
maybe
one
not.
is one of the, like, it was at one time my favourite Disney film of all time. It's not now. It's actually Monsters University.
I think the second one's up there.
Monsters University is actually my favourite Disney film. But the second one I thought was just naff.
I like the second one.
Nah.
Lilo and Stitch live action.
Had some great moments, but you know.
Is coming out May the 23rd, 2025. Feelings? You've got a big Stitch fan in your house.
Ollie's quite excited about it. I think it looks all right. The very, very short little teaser that they've shown of Stitch.
He looks slightly too flat-nosed for my liking.
Yeah.
He does have a flat nose, but I think they've gone a little too flat on his nose.
Yeah, maybe.
Too flat on his nose.
It's not like first draft Sonic, though, is it?
No.
It's not that bad. With those big goofy teeth.
And people can stop posting that like obvious like AI art and going, have you seen the new Stitch? And it's like, that's not the new Stitch, that's AI. Oh man.
Andrew Palmer said you can put a ship anywhere. Imagine always having one from Southampton, Barcelona, Dubai, etc. If they had a permanent ship at Southampton, they would not fill it year round. They wouldn't. I think they do four sailings from Southampton at the moment. Dubai, maybe. The Eastern market is definitely one, maybe. Ellie Kay says, no Wish 2 then. Oh, that's a shame.
There's still time.
Elementals 2.
Sorry.
LK. What did I say?
It's Lauren 2 first.
L for Lauren.
Okay. Ed says the Toy Story 5 announcement got boos from the crowd. I didn't watch the thing live.
Did you hear? Oh, what was it that got? It was Cars. Cars got apparently watching DSNY newscast. Cars got a really lackluster reaction from the audience. It was just like, yay.
And Bonnie's gone Forky. Thank you, Bonnie.
Just glossed over me saying they need to make Encan 2.
Encan 2. Well done, Christopher.
Thank you.
Well done.
Tutopia.
Tutopia,
Lilo and Stitch. Right, we then go on to some live action things. Freakier Friday.
Hang on, is it still going to be called Zootropolis over here? Hang on, Zootropolis there, Zootopia here, isn't it?
No, it's Zootropolis here, Zootopia there.
Zootropolis here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Freakier Friday. 25 years on, Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's not 25.
So now Lindsay Lohan gets to experience the menopause.
When's this coming out?
Soon. Don't know.
It was 2003, so it's not 25 years.
The Fred Savage film that's like Freaky Friday is better than Freaky Friday.
Vice versa. Vice versa.
Vice versa. That's my take
With
on
Judge Reinhold.
Yes. My take on it, that is a superior film. Go watch that instead.
What about the one with Zac Efron and Matthew Perry?
I haven't seen that one.
Is it 13 going on 30 or something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, that's a girl one. That's got...
What's the Zac Efron one, people?
25 going on 12.
Let's find
Next, we've got Monster Jam with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and that is all about monster trucks.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
17 again.
17 again.
Snow White, they've released a trailer for it.
it looks all right, doesn't it?
I thought they'd abandoned this whole project because there was kerfuffle around it. And now I like the art direction is very on brand, isn't it?
It reminds me, visually, particularly the woodland scenes bits in the trailer, remind me of Maleficent with that over the top, not quite real kind of look to the colours and everything in it. But I think it looks promising. I'm not going to say more than that because every single one of these films has been at least a little bit disappointing.
What's that artist that does the calendars, the Disney calendars? It's like Kinsale or something. Kinsella.
I know you mean, yeah. I don't know. I know what you mean.
That's what the art looks like to me.
Yeah.
Like very, very over the top, nice oil painting stuff. So yeah, it looks better than I thought it would, and I genuinely thought the whole project was abandoned. So shows what I know. Tron Ares with the soundtrack by 9 Inch Nails.
Like Quake, the computer game had a soundtrack by now.
Thomas Kincaid, Steve is telling me.
Thank you. Just about to say that.
Mufasa has been released this December with additional music by Lin-Manuel Miranda and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're 10 minutes over.
I know. This is the last one. Finally, Avatar Fire and Ash is being released the 19th of December 2025, and I'm done.
Can't wait for that.
And so are we.
I haven't seen the second one yet.
We did watch Way of Water, and we quite enjoyed it.
All right.
It's okay.
Yeah, it took us a while to watch it.
One, then.
I won't say what, but the villain in it just made me go, oh, okay.
Right. I might give him a go. I might get the boys to watch.
You're like, all right. Okay,
Anything else you want to say before we finish?
The villain, isn't it?
Really quick, because we are over time. First of all, we're about to do a Patreon show, and we do have Quizney Street. We do have a 10-question quiz. If you want to come and do that with us, it's always a load of fun.
It'll be a very quick one.
Yes.
Second of all, we are on for the charity show, which is the 21st of September. We're doing it from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock. We've already got our fundraising pages set up, so you can already start contributing. I really wanted to talk about that more today, but then D23 happened and it hasn't gone on. But just put it in your diary. Saturday the 21st of September. Join us online.
Are you going to do a video to talk about it all?
I will do a video to talk about it like I did last time. The other thing
No
is,
show next week.
No show next week.
we've got
We're all
some
away.
wonderful things in the post. This is to do with it.
Yes. We'll have to
We've
talk
got
about these.
loads of like patches for our blanket that we're making, and we've got
Thank you, Trude
pins
and Mel.
centred, and we've got loads of things that we want to talk about, but we've just run out of time, and I'm so sorry.
We will get around to them.
Yeah.
And again, we're all on holiday next week.
We're all away next week.
Wales, London. No show, I'm so sorry. But after that, we should be permanently back on our Sundays. I say permanently.
Whoa.
For a good stretch of time. There's
Yes.
nothing in the near future that'll stop us.
No.
Until we go to Disneyland in November.
Ooh. That's exciting.
It is. Right. So thank you all very much for joining us. If you're a Patreon, hop on over there and we'll do a quiz. Thank you very much. We will see you later. Goodbye. Good night.
Peace. Bye, everybody.
Just